Out of Greenville, where the City Planning Commission approved a project to bring affordable housing to the Unity Park area. Parkside Lofts will contain 56 multifamily units, with 75% proposed to be affordable. Now, the project is being led by the Greenville Housing Fund and will be built on land donated by the city. And here's another rendering showing what the project may look like when it is complete. The commission approved the project with some conditions, including creating design review boards to look over the color palette and the roofing.
Well, I think affordable housing, obviously any amount we can get within the city, especially in an area such as Unity Park, which is really where the focus, the land is there to be able to do this type of project is really exciting. So having that and seeing those come to fruition and be reality is important as we move forward in the city.
Now, the decision does not need to go before the full council. The next Planning Commission meeting will be on July 20th. And for the very latest on this story and much more in our area, we've got plenty going on. Make sure you stay connected. Go and download the free Fox Carolina News app. The easiest way to get it, scan the QR code there on your screen, especially if you have your phone handy with the camera app open. And if not, you can go ahead and find it later in the App Store or Google Play.